CEO of Rapid Realty. It's a real estate franchise company. Anybody here know what a franchise is? McDonald's, Burger King, Subways. Everybody frequents a franchise. So I've been doing real estate 19 years. I started when I was 19 years old. And really, where real estate started for me was pretty much when I was your age. When I was your age, my mother used to take me to Saks Fifth Avenue and Macy's and all of the nice department stores, try on fur coats, try on perfume, but she would leave the store without buying anything. And I never understood that. And one day she took me to the store and I saw this waterproof watch. It was about $12. And I begged my mother, I said, Mom, I really want you to buy me this watch. I really want you to buy me this watch. And my mother kept ignoring me. So next time we would go, I would keep asking her, tugging on her, and I'd say, please, buy me the watch. So finally, she turned around and looked at me with tears in her eye, and she said, we can't afford it. And then it dawned on me that I was rich with love, but we actually didn't have any money. So at that moment, I promised my mother, I said, Mom, I promise you one day we're gonna be so rich, I'm gonna buy you a white mansion, a white limousine with a chauffeur, and you can go shopping whenever you want, and we can eat at all the finest restaurants and do whatever you want and travel and vacation. And we never talked about that day ever again. But that was the fire in my belly. I grew up with humble beginnings. I'm half Ecuadorian, half Italian. My mother came to this country with $40 in her pocket, of which $20 she had to give to get her visa stamp so she could be able to enter the country. She lived in an abandoned building for several weeks, worked in sweatshops, eventually put herself through beauty school and became a home attendant. My father was a World War II war veteran, became a public school teacher, and later on in life he taught in Rikers Island. So that was my start. I really didn't have money, but I had a lot of love. So that motivation pushed me. So at the age of 19, I decided to get my real estate license. I took a 1-week crash course. I was going to Kingsborough Community College. I'm from Brooklyn. Went to school all in Brooklyn. I still live in Brooklyn. I went to Kingsborough Community College, and a friend of mine started doing real estate. He started doing very well, but he was much older than me. So I took this crash course, and while I was in the school, the instructor was saying to me, man, you could become rich, you could buy real estate, you could do this, you could do that. So I was a little smart aleck kid, so I said, excuse me, sir, excuse me, if real estate's so great, why aren't you doing it? So the teacher said, I'm gonna talk to you after class. I said, okay, I'll be waiting. After class came, he pulled me to the side, he says, you know, Anthony, I actually own this real estate school. And then it dawned on me. I did the math of how many students were in the class and how many times a week he was hosting those classes. And he was making about $1.3 million a year teaching real estate education classes. So at that point I said, no problem, sir. I'm gonna pay attention, I'm gonna ace this class, and I started creating goals for myself. I said, what are my goals? First things first, I'm gonna pass this real estate class. Second thing I'm gonna do is work for a top real estate company. I'm gonna learn all the ins and outs of real estate. And I said, since I'm gonna rub elbows with investors and multi-family building owners, I'm gonna ask them questions. And that's exactly what I did. I asked them, how did you become wealthy? How did you buy this property? How did you get your start? Who's your lawyer? Who's your insurance broker? Who's your finance person? I would ask all of these interesting questions, which is my point. You guys are here today to learn, and you're doing the right thing. But the main thing is don't let the learning stop. You guys have access to phones, to YouTube, to Google. Be curious, learn, because all my curiosity did was help me buy my first piece of property on my own at the age of 21. At 21, I bought my first building, and I started my own real estate company, and I named it Rapid Realty. And it's funny because I actually didn't name it, a parking meter person named it, parking meter maid. I said, which company do you like? So-and-so Realty or Rapid Realty? She said, Rapid Realty. It sounds like it's been in business for years. I said, all right, that's the name. So I started Rapid Realty at 21. I did it myself, and then I recruited a lot of friends and family, And then when I ran out of friends and family to recruit, I started a real estate school, just like the school that I went to. And at that point, it became the second largest real estate school in all of New York City. We licensed over 40,000 people in the 10 years that I had the real estate school. But I didn't stop at that. In addition to starting my real estate school, I had my real estate brokerage. So I took it from me and a couple of friends to then 150 people to now 1,000 people, and now we have 50 locations. So if you Google on your phone, Rapid Tattoo, over 105 people love the company so much they've tattooed the logo on themselves. That's how proud they are to work for the company. And in growing my brand, I've been able to support over 27 different charities. And it's interesting because one of the charities we support is here, 100 Suits for 100 Men. So I'm very, very excited to be here. I'm very, very excited that you guys are here now. I know it's 4 o'clock going on 5 o'clock. You'd rather be home, but I tell you this much. You're going to learn so much tonight. There's so much opportunity. And the main thing is be curious. Google, learn. Google my name. Google his name. Google all the other speakers that are on stage. See where they got their start. Follow them. Follow them on Facebook. Follow them on Instagram. The game of follow the leader is great when you're following a great leader. That's the most important thing I can tell you, and hang on to your dreams. Because if I can make it, you can make it. So in addition to starting a real estate school, starting a real estate franchise that's now a national company with over 50 locations and over 1,000 employees, I also have a book coming out. We also have a real estate school online now. So when you guys turn 18 and you want a job, look up Rapid Realty, we'll hire you. In fact, you can reach me directly when you're 18 years old and say, I remember when you gave that speech. And I guarantee you a job. So without further ado, I think you're next, right, Chaz?
Good afternoon, everybody. My name is Chaz Williams, and my story ain't as exciting as his, but and so I won't be as long. I came from 40 projects. That's the way I was raised up, and I had a very troublesome youth, actually. And I made a decision, as I got a little older, that I couldn't change what my past was, but I could change the ending of my story. And so I went on to, earn 2 bachelor's degrees, went on to start my own company, entertainment company. The first year I made my first legit $1 million. And I just stayed with it, kept on investing it, because I believed if I could conceive it, I could achieve it if I believed it. And, but one of the most important parts of it was my education at the level that y'all were. That's how I learned to read. I learned to be able to later read contracts, to comprehend everything, and basically did my own negotiations. I got 3 deals with 3 major labels, negotiating that myself. So I have enough information in my head that I'm here to share with everybody. And basically, that's my story. If you want, Google me, and then you get the full story, because it's kind of fast. Without further ado, it's nobody else here, so I don't know where we're going from here, but that's what it is.
Thank you, sir.